beyond that.
Okay.
It's on now.
So are we good?
Yeah.
That's good. Yes, sir. How do you react to what happened in the court today?
First and foremost, I like to let Nigerians know that even though I came earlier today for even a personal court matter, and I hope to attend the DSS who are taking over this court, did not allow me to the premises. But I've just been briefed by the able-led lawyers representing Nnamdi Kanu that he totally and thoroughly exposed the Nigerian judiciary today, the underbelly of the judiciary. And we didn't need to get to this point. We had warned from the beginning when this trial started, this farcical trial, that you cannot try a case that is not triable in the court of law. People who are aspiring for freedom, which is recognized worldwide, it's recognized by laws and treaties. It's even recognized, I think, by their 1999 constitution that every Nigerian have the right to associate with whomever they want and express themselves freely. And these are cases that has become a bone in the neck of Nigeria because Nigeria refused to purge itself of a war that was needless in 1967 and that ended in which they themselves declared that there were no victors, no vanquished, or no victor, no vanquished. But the victors continue to vanquish their victims. So I am here to say once again that if there's anybody who has sense in the government, today is the final day to sit down and release Nnamdi Kanu and stop wasting Nigeria's resources on a trial that you know cannot go anywhere. This trial has gone through all the courts of the land, except maybe I think it went to a magistrate court at the point when they first started this charade.
Yes. So what is the implication of this?
The court cannot adjourn a case in which it has no jurisdiction. The judge has already made an order, a consequential order, that she has recused herself from this trial the last time. So you cannot not assume jurisdiction over a case from which you have disqualified yourself. That is a very simple legal maximum. So, and she also cannot be a judge in her own case or court. She has been indicted by Nnamdi Kanu and the lawyers that she's not fit to be a judge in this case. So, adjourning the case is irrelevant. But I guess maybe she adjourned the case indefinitely to allow reason or oxygen to bring it to the brain of the people who are running Nigeria. Hopefully, they will, within that period of time, resolve this matter. I won't even say in the interest of justice, it's in their own interest. Yes. So, because the Supreme Court and other courts have resolved the matter in the interest of what is limited justice in Nigeria. Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Imagine if
Mazi Omoyele, he was denied access to the courtroom earlier today. And again, I don't know how much they now pay or they now spend in bringing Nnamdi Kanu out of their DSS detention. On the last, in the last run, they told us that it cost them 500 million naira to bring Nnamdi Kanu to court every now and then. So I don't know how much it is right now. So yeah, the injustice continues. And indeed, Binta and Nyako, which if you are pretty, I mean, you should be more clearer about the whole thing right now, Abi, because it is Binta and Nyako that ruled by recusing herself. Now, she can't at the same time, you know, reappoint herself, even if the appeal court president also rejected her recusal. Rejection is not going to be the case. It's going to have to be like an appeal. And she can't, by any means, right, be the judge in her own case. So she has no jurisdiction of trying Nnamdi Kanu. And because of this, again, like she already said, adjourned indefinitely. Number one, she doesn't even have the right to adjourn any case at all. A case that she doesn't have any jurisdiction in, therefore, doesn't really count for anything. So we shall continue, right, to demand for the, you know, the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And to those of you who probably want to see him or make you want to see him remain in illegal detention in that contraption, there's something you should know. For those of you who are a regular, if you are been a regular listener to Nnamdi Kanu, you remember he once said this was going to happen.
Are we all prepared for this very change that is about to come? Are we mentally tough enough to withstand all the garbage that will be thrown at us? Are you strong enough to jettison every emotional consideration that has to do with tribe, ethnicity, or religion? Once we are able to overcome all of this nonsense, believe you me, this very next phase of revolution will stand and stand very, very strongly. Everybody knows that Nigeria is a scam, a very big one at that. Nigeria is being run by
Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu. So to those who probably dwell in the pool of iniquity, lies, propaganda, and the rest, then you may have your day, just as it's been the modus operandi of the ruiners of Nigeria, like they did try with Dele Farotimi, lock him up somewhere and begin to try to change the narrative. Unfortunately for them, right, those who are like the listeners of, the listeners to Nnamdi Kanu, the followers of Nnamdi Kanu, they are more like intelligent, right, politically in this, in this matter, this as it is, than those who are pushing their propaganda in Nigeria. People now have a reason, right, to question everything they see, they hear, or read these days than those who choose not to, because they are more comfortable being led by the propaganda sponsored by these rogues. The bottom line is this. They want him to kneel down. They want him to bend the knee. Kiss the ring. Betray his own cost. As some are already saying, what is the essence of this? What is, you know what I mean? People have died. But one thing they've not succeeded in doing is to weaken his spirit. Something that really cost them. They proposed before that they were going to try him in camera. Trying him in camera simply means that, there will be nobody in there. It will be like a secret trial. The eyewitness or the witnesses they will present, they will testify in camera. And all of that's just like a sham trial. And then they can release a judgment, which in their mind, they can possibly execute, quicker or faster than the last time, somehow. But unfortunately, they have not been able to break this man. And like I said before, we shall continue to monitor the developments, okay? So immediately after the denial of access to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's sham trial today, Omoyele Sowore also went straight to the police detention post. I think they are called the RRS Abuja. Remember that young man that was kidnapped by the Nigerian police on behalf of Pastor Eroboye, C King. Meanwhile, his name is Olumide Ogunsanwo, right? So C King was released today after the Babajio of Redeem, Eroboye of Redeem, said the young man is only fulfilling prophecy that, his daddy, that is God, told him, Adeboye, that when he asked his followers to pray and fast for 100 days for Nigeria, he wasn't referring to all Nigerians and those who are outside his church. He said they were specifically message for his own followers. So that the young man that asked him to join the street protest like he did during the Jonathan's time was only fulfilling prophecies, because God told him that there will be mockers. Arranged and Lamba. So it is to tell you that the police, they have released Olumide, C King, and Sowore, and Sowore, Deji, Inibehe, and a few other lawyers were there, Aluta lawyers. They were there to receive him.
You cannot. You can't take our phone. You can't take our phone. You can never take our phone. We are. Where? Is this your property? Is this your personal house? Come here, Daddy. We are not snapping. These are our compounds. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on live. Live.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have just released our brother Seeking from the police force intelligence department, where he has been detained for almost how many days? 4 days. Apparently, on the orders of GO of Redeem Christian Church, but the GO has denied they had no hand in it. And accordingly, as we called on the police, they have done the right thing, which is to release them to us. Initially, they asked for civil servant level 12, but we told them we are not doing civil service again. Anybody that we cannot bail on our own recognition forgets it. So they have done accordingly. And the Seeking is a free man now, and he will be joining his family very soon. We urge those who brought him to Abuja to also pay for his ticket to go back to Lagos with immediate effect. So we just want to thank you. Seeking, a lot of people have followed you and assisted you and worried about your well-being. A word or two to them.
Big shouts to everyone that came through. I thank you all for the support, the love that you have shown to me. And I promise you all that I will not disappoint you. You don't look at me like maybe I will stop doing this. They have advised me, but I don't really advise me. So we are still on it. This is not my phone. When I have my phone, you hear another vibration. Yes. They're outside for life. I'm in it for life. So that's yeah, big shouts to everyone. I appreciate it. But one thing I need to let you guys know is that these people don't like us, you know, and I need to let them know that I don't like them too. And so yeah, I'm here, and I'll be seeing it until they respect us.
They don't like us. We don't like them too. I like that part. So, we have been running this kind of a visual in the last hour. So I want to use this mini break before we go to another thing to ask you, what do you think, brethren? What do you think about this visual, this dark background, or what do you call it? Sorry, 1 second. So what do you think? Do you think we can leave it on like that for some time? Right? So the audio and the video, what do you think as well? I'm still kind of like testing the whole thing out, okay? I'm still trying to, I'm going to probably put the camera, you know, choose the second camera angle so that we can have a chat in a way that it can become more unique and all that. I want to make sure that the video, the whole, it is sync and then everything is fine so that we don't, you know, I think I have this part. There's a part as well. Quickly, sorry. So there's a part here, 1 sec, where I can actually have a background. Some people felt like the background can be distracting. So what would you say? You don't like this? No background. Somebody said they don't like it. Well, if the majority says it's fine, so that means we are going to stick to this for a while, you know? All right, then. That's grand. So we can stick to that, okay? Thank you so much for that, okay? Because now, so what they do, I'm sure you know. I have to, you know, I just want to make sure that we have the mixture of, you know, the content, and it is live as well. It's not like it is recorded and then being replayed and whatever. So we have to try everything and make sure that it is perfect, okay? So thank you so much. I can always mix the, what do you call it? Can always mix the background as well, but I think the dark one makes it more kind of, I don't know, just let me know what kind of vibe that gives you. But let's go to River State, brethren. You probably have been hearing the news of the judgment of the Supreme Court concerning the Wirewike's faction of the political divide in Rivers State, right? So let me give you a bit of an explanation on what really transpired. So it all started from, this story is like from what we dealt with yesterday as well, okay? So it all started from the time that the Martin Amawule's group chooses to follow Wirewike's order, 27 of them. And they made a mistake by decamping to APC, which automatically declared their seats vacant. Now, declaring their seat vacant now left the Rivers State House of Assembly with just about 4 lawmakers rather, right? Now, 4 lawmakers, in the face of the law, they said they form quorum. So, while the Wirewike's supporters or the Wirewike's loyalist lawmakers, while they were waiting for Fubara to transact with them, Fubara said his government has cut off ties with them because they are no longer lawmakers. Now, this is where they went to a court of Mr. Justice Omotosho. So Omotosho gave a judgment that Fubara must submit the 2024 budget to this Wirewike's guys, or else, right? Fubara will be breaking the law. Now, Fubara says, I can submit the budget of the state to lawmakers who are no longer lawmakers. We have called on the INEC to conduct a fresh election. And these guys went to court and they agreed that they have decamped to APC. Now, decamping to an affidavit, they sworn to that, yes, they have decamped to APC. Now, on that ground is where Fubara and his own defense are putting on the argument. So now, what happened is that they went to appeal court. And the appeal court said, that was the time they gave that ruling that the accounts of Rivers State should be frozen. They should not give them money anymore. It was all from this court case. So they now said, okay, they were going to the Supreme Court. Now, when they went to Supreme Court, the interpretation was that Fubara was right by not dealing with the House of Assembly members who are no longer House of Assembly members, based on evidence affidavit that they filed in court. There's a court paper that said they have decamped, even though they tried to withdraw that. And the Court of Appeal ignored that evidence as well by saying Fubara must submit the state budget, 2024 budget, to them. So what now happened today was that Supreme Court appeal against that judgment, right, that Fubara must submit the 2024 budget, simply said, well, it is of no consequence anymore, because now the state is now dealing with the 2025 budget. So dealing with 2025 budget means there's no point in continuing a case against a budget that is no longer active. Events are sort of overtake the case. So they went to court to withdraw the case. Now, because they are all political kind of like fraud anyway, right? They were playing themselves. So what then happened is that the Supreme Court, upon saying we don't want to appeal the case anymore, and saying, well, its event has overtaken that. So they decided that, meanwhile, the Wirewike's guys were like, since Supreme Court has thrown it out now that they've withdrawn the case, this is the evidence that they actually appealed to withdraw the case from the 6th of February. And by the 10th of February, the Supreme Court decided to discontinue the case. So this is what the two team took out there. The first set, those who represent the those who represented the Martin Amawule Wirewike's loyalists, had this to say.
The appeal by the governor of Rivers State was dismissed by the Supreme Court this morning, following the notice of withdrawal by the governor of the appeal he filed. Consequently, the decisions of the Court of Appeal and that of the Federal High Court presided over by Honorable Justice Omotosho J, affirming that the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Honorable Martin Amewula and the other 26 members of the House of Assembly, are the authentic members of that House of Assembly and remain so, and that Martin Amewula is the leader, that is the Speaker of the House of Assembly. So that is the position today, and I must add that the Court of Appeal had admonished and clearly stated that the House, purportedly being led by a three-man panel, is not the House, Rivers State House. The appeal by...
So, Femi Falana and other guys, they are the ones representing Fubara in the case. They are the ones who withdrew their appeal. So, to Femi Falana and Gang were like, the appeal or this case that